blessing today. I just saw that on a church billboard. It should have been blatantly obvious to me that I was going to be some crazy ass born again Christian because of how inspired I get when I see a church billboard. Now, I get inspired by a lot. Fuck, I get inspired by terrible things. You know? It's like, hey, Amy, don't do that shit. I'm inspired to not do that. It's good though. It's good to have that kind of mindset because it keeps you doing the right thing. But I just went on a really long walk with a good friend of mine from church. We just walked around this little town and explored. And I was thinking about how often I used to do that. You know, in every place where I've lived, I just walk around. I mean, you saw the videos. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But I have videos where I go into the street. You know, those little sewers. And it's so much fun. That's the kind of thing that suburban kids do, okay? Suburban kids that aren't afraid to get dirty. But, you know, I never understood, like, why people go to cities to, like, go to different, you know, like, tourist attractions. You know, like, if I lived in a city, like, if I lived in New York, I would just walk around. I know, like, now is not the time to do that, but, fuck, if I went to New York City, I wouldn't be allowed to do anything else, you know, considering, but, yeah, I would be fine with that, though, because I would be perfectly satisfied just walking around and looking at stuff, you know? But from what I've been told, like, New York is really, really terrible. And it's not just because of what they're doing right now, all this communist crap, but it's just really crazy with the technology. And, you know, crime has obviously gotten a lot worse because of terrible government. But, yeah. I still think, like, you can explore, though. You just gotta be careful. And you gotta make sure that you take God with you. Because if you take God with you, nobody can hurt you. What can man do to me, man? Like, the Psalms are so important. Like, if you just recite a Psalm, you'll be fine. I know that sounds a little arrogant, maybe, but I don't think so. It's like, how much faith do you have? I think the biggest problem with religious people is that they don't trust in God enough. And they look at religious people like truly devout people. Like, oh, we're too convinced of the help that God is going to give us. Like, we trust too much in something that we don't have any proof of. You know, and you see this, like, even with people that claim to be religious, you know, even people that claim that, oh, I go to church and, God's got this, God's got this. No, the fuck you don't. If you're not giving your entire life to Him, if you're not devoting every aspect of your life to your Lord and Savior, then it's like there's really no point in devoting any part of your life to Him, because He wants it all. He wants it all. And Satan is very sneaky, and he's so capable of tainting something that's really good, you know? You see, God can take something bad and twist it and turn it into something totally amazing. That's the power of God. Well, you know, his opponent can do the same thing, but in the opposite way. So he can take something real good and turn it into fucking shit. And, you know, I've been convinced by, I think, my ego to, you know, do stuff that probably wasn't very smart, but I told myself that it was good. I told myself that it was the right thing. But I think it's really important to always try to do the right thing and always be open to criticism, because you never know. Like, that criticism could be very, very helpful, and you might need to hear something that you're not ready to hear it at that particular moment, but you know, you might think about it a couple days later and go, yeah, that person was probably right. Probably shouldn't have let that homosexual couple stay at my house. That probably wasn't smart. But, you know, we did it because we were trying to do the right thing. And I think that God knows that, because God knows what's in my heart.